get rich profession, and it is not, guys. The majority of real estate agents fail because of this, because they don't understand that they need to change their mindset. They need to switch it. Stop being an employee. Stop being someone that needs to be told what to do and when to do it, but you have to get on it. You have to take action. You have to start thinking as a business owner. You have to start being accountable to yourself, to your family. That's why the importance of setting goals and being accountable to the people you love, right?
Exactly, yeah. The real estate industry as a whole, right now we're gearing more just to real estate agents, has a lower failure rate. A lot of agents do not make it, past year one. They'd be lucky to get to year two in the business, because it all comes down to mindset. And that's why we're doing this podcast, because we want to show you behind the scenes, the day-to-day activities of what it means to be a real estate agent in the industry in this current market, and let you guys know that we're just like you. We go through the same challenges, through the same obstacles, through the same problems, same opportunities as you guys go through. And if we can do it, we know you guys can do it as well. So we just want to come on here every week, share you the tips, share you the strategies. And this week, I know this topic, we can do multiple shows on, and it's having the right mindset coming into the business. And something that you said, which is very clear, is having that mental shift, that mind shift of going from just an employee to now trying to enter into a business. Because many realtors, they come from, coming from an employee, from 9-to-5 world, the corporate world, having a corporate job. They're either, school teachers, nurses, in the medical field, engineers, plumbers, maybe they were contractors, whatever the case may be. Most of them come from an employee background.
Yeah, that's my case, Noel. I was an employee pretty much all my life. And right before I switched to do 100% real estate, I was managing properties, as I told you and told the rest of the people on the last show. And it was very difficult for me at the beginning to understand that I was a great employee, with humbleness. Everything that my boss asked me to do, I did it, and I did it very good, and I did it on time. So now that I'm my own boss, I needed to understand from the beginning that I have to be accountable to myself, that if I have to make phone calls, that if I have to send emails, that if I have to contact leads, nobody is waiting for me to tell me or ask me, have you done it? Pedro, how many people you called today? Pedro, have you sent those emails, those text messages? Have you touched your leads? Now it's on me. And I have to remember that in the same way that I used to punch in and punch out, let's kind of say, making sure that I arrived to my office at 8 in the morning and I had to stay there most of the time until 5 in the afternoon. Now is the same thing. Nothing changes. Actually, now that I am an entrepreneur, now that I am the owner of my own business, I am actually working many more hours than when I was an employee.
Exactly, yes, because many people, come from that employee mindset, and it's like, okay, everybody wants to be their own boss, but at the end of the day, they don't want to have a boss, so they want to be their boss. But being a boss means that you're going to have people on a regiment, on a schedule, having them do different tasks, different activities, and you're going to hold people accountable, because if they fail to perform the job, then they're going to get fired. But when we come into this industry, since we set our own schedules, we work around our schedule, our time, showing property, writing offers, we don't come into the industry with that type of agenda. Most of us come into the agenda, into the industry, working it part-time, being a part-time agent. And many questions, in different Facebook groups, different Facebook posts that I see in these realtor groups is, can I be successful selling real estate working it part-time?
It is tough. It is really tough, because you need to have so many systems and a very strict discipline in order to become a successful real estate agent nowadays. There are so many agents out there. The reality is that a very small percentage of the realtors, of the people that have a real estate license, are actually making it, are actually driving the industry. But still, you need to have an agenda. And we have an example of what happened yesterday. We were together yesterday for 8 hours, and we didn't follow our agenda completely. We allowed things to get in the way, and our day was not as productive as we really wanted it, as we had it planned. At the end of the day, towards the end of the day, we were feeling bad to ourselves, because time is something that once it's gone, it's gone. You don't get it back. So that time that we were not producing money is just a loss for us.
Exactly, and that's one thing we get confused sometimes. Is about there's a difference between being productive and being busy. Sometimes we confuse the two. We confuse being busy by having to do 10 things on my to-do list, but how much of that is really making us be productive to really help us grow our business, grow our brand, connect with new clients, connect with new opportunities out there in the marketplace. And yeah, we were definitely feeling so frustrated. It's one thing to have a schedule and being able to adapt and adjust, but then not really following through on your schedule and on your calendar. That just really hits you home, and it's like, wow, you look back and say, what did I really do today?
And I know you and I, we went through this on the early stages of our career, and is that we are thinking that we are busy because we put so many tasks, or we get busy with work, which is, tasks that are work related, but are not productive. And I just finished reading a book that I would love to suggest to everybody. It's called The Cure of Procrastination. And it speaks exactly about that. How you fill your day with tasks that are meaningless, that are not producing money, that are not getting you to that next level where you're going to actually see money in your bank account. But you have in your mind the sensation that, yes, I was busy. I was doing so many things. But things that are not making you money at the end of the day. Things that are not letting other people know that you are in real estate. So yes, guys, I will love for you to read that book as well.
Oh, for sure. No, I'll definitely put that on my reading list. And that's one thing that most of these real estate books, talk about, or just self-development books overall. At the end, you read the book because you want to learn about real estate, you want to learn about business, you want to learn about sales, but it always starts the same way. It always comes back to mindset, because I can teach you the A to Z of real estate. I can teach you how to fill out the contract, how to find the property, how to negotiate the deal. But if the mindset is not there for you to really believe in yourself and know of your abilities and have that confidence to project it, and you don't think that it's possible for you, then, I can show you the whole roadmap. But if you don't believe in yourself, then it's not going to work for you then.
Correct. So part of the mindset, as we just mentioned, is the discipline, having an agenda, making sure how your day is going to start. But guys, don't start the day trying to find out what you're going to do that day. I believe if you actually try to set up your day from the day before, you're saving yourself a few minutes, half an hour, 1 hour. So you start your Monday, your Tuesday, every single day by knowing exactly what is the roadmap or on that day. And at the end of the day, you go back and you highlight every single task that you were able to accomplish. That gives you self-gratification. It makes you feel great because you are checking on the tasks that you set for yourself on that day.
Exactly, and that's when you start with the goal. You gotta have that big goal, that big why, or what you want to accomplish. But then you need to break it down into smaller, attainable steps, targets, or goals. That if you do 1, 2, 3, you're gonna get up to 10. You gotta start from 1 and work your way up. So by having the bigger goal in mind, but then breaking it down to smaller steps, smaller tasks, and that you be checking off day by day, then eventually you're gonna get to that end goal that you have set for yourself.
And there is another part of the mindset, Noel, that you and I will laugh about this a lot, because there is a famous coach here in Miami, and he makes fun of it, right? We want to sell houses. We want people to know that we sell houses, that we help people to get probably to the largest investment of their life. But so many times we don't even tell people. So we become what? The secret agent.
Secret agent.
Secret agents. Nobody knows that we are holding a real estate license, that we know the market, that we are out there. So what is it that we need to do, Noel?
Yeah, it comes down to what we say in the beginning, that it goes from now being an employee to now transitioning to becoming a self-employed person. And ultimately the goal is that you become a business owner. You're not just, you just don't have a business, you are the business. That you're now having to develop your personal brand. You have to work now on your communication skills, your sales skills, marketing, promotions. And one famous quote we heard this week that we like, it's that self-promotion is self-preservation. If people don't know you, if people don't know what you're up to, if people don't know how you can help them, then you don't have a business. Because the number one job of a realtor out there is not to show properties, is not to write contracts. All that is great, and that's tasks assigned to be an agent. But the number one job of a real estate agent is to be a lead generator, to be actively generating leads, buyer leads, seller leads, investment leads, rental leads, whatever the case is, having a full pipeline. So now you have people to go out there and provide them a service and be a value to them.
Noel, and I believe that 30 years ago, it was extremely difficult to be a real estate agent because you literally had to go house by house, knocking doors, letting people know, or put yourself on the newspaper. I don't know. It was too difficult to do marketing 30 years ago. How easy is for us nowadays to do that self-promotion? Everybody has a cell phone with an amazing camera. Just put the camera out and record yourself saying anything about the market, anything that brings value to those possible clients. Because guys, it is a reality. Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. When you go to the mall, the salesperson actually approaches you, asks you if they can help you, and most likely we say, no, thank you. I'm just looking around. But we know we want to buy the shoes. The ladies, they want to buy a purse, but we simply say, no, thank you. We reject to be sold, but everybody wants to buy, correct?
Correct. Yes, that's why we have so many people. When you walk through a neighborhood, you can see tons of boxes of Amazon outside of their doorstep because they just click, buying online. But something you said right there is that right now it seems to be an easier time to be a real estate agent because we have so many tools, we have so many technology. But just like I heard a person say about the internet, the good thing about the internet is that everything is there, but the bad thing is that everything is there. So you have to kind of see what works, what's true, what's not, what's fake and what's real, what's true. And that's kind of the problem nowadays with real estate agents. And that book, you were The Cure for Procrastination, is that sometimes now we have too many tools, too many things that we can do that we don't know where to start. So then we start procrastinating because now we're confused. Should I, do a channel? Should I do a podcast? Should I do, postcards? Should I do cold calling? Should I do social media ads? Like, where do I start? How do I get into the business?
That's correct. And something that I hear yesterday from a mega agent here in Miami is that she was actually speaking about that. And she said, just stick to 2 or 3 things. Try them out for 2 or 3 months. If they work, they work. If they bring you business, then you stick with that. Then eventually you will have not only the time, but also the money to implement new systems, new tools. But if things don't work, then at that moment you switch to another task or to another tool, to another way to advertise yourself. But at the beginning, you just have to take action. Try to do it. Just go out there, just do it. Noel, we have 2 companies that are making this radio show, this podcast possible. What is your company?
Yes, the Realtor eXperience is sponsored by Casa Linda Contractors. It is a licensed general contracting company that specializes in general remodeling of homes and commercial properties. They do all types of work such as kitchen and bathroom remodel. They do home additions, home extensions, new construction, and they even can provide floor plans. They service Miami-Dade and Broward County. And if you want to get your free quote, call them at 786-232-3058. That's 786-232-3058. The number should also be on the screen as well for you to give them a call.
Correct. And there is another company, is also related with the construction industry. It is called A1 Pro Services. They are in the roofing industry. They are roofers, and you can call them at 786-763-3225. Anything that is related with your roof, you have leaks, you need to change your roof. Now the insurance companies, just actually valuable information. Insurance companies are not going to renew your policy if your roof is just too old. It can be in good condition. It doesn't need to be broken or have leakages, but just if it's going towards the end of its life, the insurance will ask you to replace it. So please go ahead and call A1 Pro Services. And again, Noel, what else is in the mindset for today's show?
Yeah, one thing you also mentioned about earlier right now is about sales. I think many people, when they think of the word sales, they kind of think of it as bad words. It's not say we're selling people. It's not say that I'm a salesman. I'm not getting into that because it's a bad word, because we always think of like the used car salesman.
Yeah.
But when you come into the industry now, sales is everything. When you come into business, because if you're not selling, then you're not making a profit. You're not making any income. So sales, I kind of want to do away with that word and like repackage it, because it doesn't have to be, you know, a bad word, because everybody always asks, how many sales did you do last year? How many real estate sales did you get this year? And that's like, you know, another mindset shift of having to put that word back in its proper place and proper connotation.
Not only that, Noel, yes, when you are in sales, you are called a salesman. But at the end of the day, no matter which industry you are in, if you're a lawyer, if you're a doctor, if you're a pest control guy, no matter what is it that you do, you are in sales. And it is so clear, especially here in Miami, when we're driving back home, you put the radio on and you hear at least 15 times the commercial from lawyers trying to sell you their services. Te caíste, you fall, you have an accident, call me. That's a sale. So again, sales is not a bad thing. Don't think about being a salesman. We are actually marketers. We are actually providers of value. Again, real estate agents, we help people to achieve or dispose one of the largest investments of their life. I think that is powerful, Noel.
No, absolutely. And saying everything and everyone is in sales. Funny story right now, before I came into the studio, actually, I was just getting into my car, getting my bag, getting my stuff. And a nice gentleman walked by with a suitcase, and he was asking me if I wanted to buy any sunglasses. He goes, hey, you want any sunglasses? So I guess it's just maybe like a Miami thing that everybody here in the streets are trying to sell you something.
Absolutely.
And even when you're just out there, you know, someone always comes up to you and like, okay, what is this guy trying to sell me? But it's true. I mean, sales comes down to just basically, you know, identifying people's problems and solving and meeting people's needs. You identify, every problem has a solution. So the problem is an opportunity now for me to be of service, to be of value, to be able to actually help them get what they want. Because people already want to buy, people already want to sell.
Definitely.
You just have to step into that sales cycles of theirs, get plugged in there and see how can you be of service, how can you be of value. If they want a market report, proper property valuation, home report, you know, if they want to see just a list of houses in a certain neighborhood, if they want to see like the best schools in a certain community, you know, just about being there to give them service, be of value, be of information for them.
And not only that, I believe the problem with sales is that too many real estate agents, we actually try to sell, to push the client to give me the listing, the client to buy with me, instead of actually just making it something natural. All of us, we have hobbies. What is your hobby?
Working out.
Working out. So you go to the gym. I love riding bicycles. So if I am, let's say that when you go to work out, you just start interacting with people at the gym, just having a conversation with that other person that is working out. At the end of the day, you're just going to let them know that you're a real estate agent and that you will love to have the opportunity to help them out buying or selling a property. You are not pushing them. You are not telling them, buy, begging them, buy with me, sell with me, but just offer the option that you are the professional and you are there to provide them with valuable service.
Exactly. And going back to sales, because I say everybody's a salesman, everybody has to sell themselves. Even buyers have to sell themselves, especially right now in this, you know, hot sellers market that we see ourselves in right now. You know, these properties are getting 20, 30 offers, you know, getting, you know, 20, 30, 50,000 even, you know, above asking price. Every buyer out there that's looking to buy a property is now actually having to sell themselves to the agent and to the homeowner on why they should get their offer accepted over another person.
That's true, Noel. And then, you know, many real estate agents, and I am guilty of this, I was letting myself being kind of blocked because of the market. And, you know, I was thinking, you know, it is impossible to get listings right now. And the reason why is because everything is so expensive. So sellers, when I am making my phone calls, sellers were actually telling me, hey, I don't want to put my property on the market just because I don't have a place to go after this. Again, this is a mindset problem. This is a mindset problem because I need to find a solution to that need. That is my job. It's not just to let myself to be dragged on the problem that my client or my prospect has, but it's for me as the professional to find them a solution. So I come up with this, and actually I listened to it yesterday as well. If that is the objection, if that is the problem, listen, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, right now, you are the one who owns the market because there is no inventory. So if you tell a buyer that you need to stay in your house for extra 30 days after you close on that property, believe me, they will do it because they want to buy the property. They will pay extra money for it, and there is no other options out there. So it's a mindset. It's just about me believing that I can solve the problem. That's it.
Exactly. It just comes down to that, and that perfect example right there. Because if the buyer truly wants that property, they're gonna, meet all the demands that they need to meet in order to get what they want. Because you see inventory is very low right now, so when they see a property that they really want, you're gonna make an aggressive offer. And if you have to concede to the seller's, moving date, so be it. But then now that just creates even more inventory because now you have a new buyer. That's a seller, that's a buyer, now wants to go find a new property. So just another opportunity, just another problem to solve because there's someone out there that has a property that now that new buyer wants.
That's correct, Noel. So what else? One more tip before we switch to the Spanish version of this podcast. So one more tip about mindset.
Mindset is key. Mindset is everything. Obviously, we can dive down into mindset in many different ways. Whether it's sales, whether it's a business, whether it's the industry, but it's just now making that shift of becoming an employee to now actually becoming a business. Having tools and systems in place, developing your personal brand, developing your marketing skills because we are marketers. Obviously, that's one form of lead generation is doing marketing, and we're gonna get into that in later podcasts on how you can actually do marketing effectively now in this, age.
And from my side, I believe the last tip I want to give out today is the why. You need to have a why. It's not about the money. Yes, the money is important. Money allows me to buy things, to purchase things for my family, for my children. But at the end of the day, if I don't find my why, that burning fire inside my heart, I will not go out to find and to achieve those goals. So you need to find the why. So for example, I want to buy a house for a vacation property right on the beach. And I know already that I need $300,000, $400,000 for that. Okay, now that's the why. I need a second property. It's gonna cost me $400,000. In that moment, you start playing with the numbers because numbers don't lie, Noel. So in order for you to complete $400,000 on sales this year, how many people you have to contact? That's it. That's how you plan your roadmap every single day. You will understand and you will know that in order for you to reach that goal, you will need to call 100 people, 120 people. I don't know. How big is your goal? Again, Noel, what is the company that is helping us to make this podcast a reality?
Yeah, one of the sponsors of this show is Casa Linda Contractors and Plumbing. They do all types of home remodeling for commercial and for residential properties. Give them a call at 786-232-3058.
And A1 Pro Services for all your roofing needs. 786-763-3225. Again, 786-763-3225. All the people that are listening to us or watching us on IGTV, Facebook Live, do not go. We are going to switch to the Spanish version. So we're just going to take a little break here from the studio, and then we start the Spanish version in just 2 minutes. Thank you very much. Remember, every single Friday, Noel Cuarezma and Pedro Andrade will be here delivering just valuable content.
The Realtor Experience.
There you go.
Check it out, guys.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. See you in 2 minutes in the Spanish version of the Real Estate Experience.